Sports on Tap is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group with Dobie Real Estate, Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank, Baldman Entertainment, Land & Sea Motorsports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, we loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With news that's jaw dropping, they getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Pay that man his money.
Welcome to this week's edition of Sports on Tap. I'm Chris Scott, alongside Frank Giagata and Joe Waddell. Gentlemen, how are we?
Doing all right. Doing all right. How about you?
Doing great? Yeah,
Doing great.
Doing all right. You know, it's only Tuesday, and I feel like it's already been a week. You know what I'm saying? It's just been one of those a couple of days like that. So
I could not agree with you more. I absolutely could not agree with you more.
But you know, coming up, we got a long weekend coming up, so I'm pretty stoked about that. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Before we get into anything, I think we should send out a big congratulations to the Taylor North Little League baseball team for winning the Little League World Series.
Way to go, boys.
And not only winning the Little League World Series, but beating a team from Ohio, which is always a plus in my book, because you know how much I love Ohio.
What? You don't like Ohio?
No.
Is that a thing?
Not even a little bit.
All right.
But yeah,
News
shout out
to me.
Yeah,
News to me.
shout out to them for getting the job done. You know, well done, fellas. That's at least one team in the state can win something.
Yeah, at least we had one winner for something.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll absolutely take it. So, like I said, congrats to them, and you know, that's just awesome news. It's cool to see. I mean, usually you get the teams from like Florida or you know like California and like teams like that they tend to dominate these type of tournaments, and I get why. They just I don't want to say it's better talent, but it's more that they have the resources to train like significantly better than teams from like colder weather states. So it's nice to see a team from a colder weather state, you know, kind of take it down. So
Especially the home state.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm always down for a team from Michigan to take home titles.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool to see, and even watching the games leading up to it, the semifinal game and the championship game, it was exciting. It was cool to watch. So, like I said, one more time, congrats to them. We dig that. So,
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it. It was fun.
yeah. So, you know, all good.
Yeah.
Well,
Like you said,
we're,
at least we have one winner in the state.
Yes.
I was just going to mention while we were talking about losers from Ohio that what do they call themselves? This Image Sports Academy had to
IMG?
play, IMG had to
IMG?
play
Yeah.
Bishop Sycamore.
Who? never heard of them.
Never heard of it.
Apparently another school out of Ohio.
Good Lord. The more and more I hear about this story, the more and more I'm just amazed by it and how just nobody knew anything about this. And nobody checked into this.
Like ESPN did not do their research.
Well, even
at
when they
all.
were on, like I was telling you guys earlier, I went through and watched the highlights of
Yeah.
it. They kept saying, like, okay, so this guy was supposedly recruited, but we haven't been able to find any information on it.
Weird.
Why is ESPN broadcasting that these guys have offers if you can't verify that they have offers?
Don't you have your like your own like list of like 300
Right.
like you know recruits and stuff like that? Like you'd figure at least one or two of these dudes would be in that top 300.
I would figure, though, like,
Nah.
at absolute worst, if you have somebody that you can't verify, just don't fucking mention them.
That's fair.
Instead, they went through and mentioned, what was it, 5 guys who supposedly had D1 commits?
Right.
And they went through by name, mentioned all 5 of them, and then proceeded to mention, we can't verify any of this.
Well, and one played under a different name, an alias, and the head coach.
maybe because 21-year-olds aren't allowed to play high school football.
Right. Well, and apparently the head coach has
Has
a
a
warrant.
He's got a warrant.
out for his arrest.
And he just got fired. By who? I don't know.
How do you get fired from a fake job?
Like, how does that even happen?
Like you have to be really bad at your job to get fired from a fake job.
So not only did you have these guys are like JUCO dropouts that were on this Bishop Sycamore team, and they just got worked by high school kids, like worked by high school kids.
These are people who consider themselves men.
Right,
That
exactly.
got beat up on.
They got
58
absolutely
to nothing
worked
by high school kids.
Now this just lends credence to that. They'll say like Alabama can beat like the worst NFL team. Shut up. No, they can't. Knock it off. That argument to me is over forever. Like the best college football team can beat the worst NFL team? No, absolutely not. But that's kind of where what just happened here, when he had high school kids just absolutely work like technically like grown ass men. I just
See,
I mean, technically, yeah.
yeah, but I think the best college. That's one reason why I think the best college team can beat a professional football team.
nope. Because even like the worst NFL team is still better than the best college team because they're all professionals. Even the worst player on that team is still better than probably the majority of the guys on the college team. And that's why I think that'll never happen.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes.
Even on that 0-16 Lions team, even on that 0-16 Browns team,
Yep.
even on the team that's going to go 0-17
Alabama,
this year in Detroit.
Alabama's not beating either of those teams. It's not happening.
I disagree.
That's fair.
Yeah, I disagree wholeheartedly. Because I'm not saying they could beat a middle of the road NFL team.
But
No
I
way.
didn't
No
bring
way.
up middle of the road team.
Right,
I brought the
right.
worst, and I still don't believe that they would
I truly
beat.
believe they could beat the worst NFL teams.
No,
I think
absolutely
if you took the national champion in college every year and had them play the last place NFL team, I believe they would beat them 7 out of 10 times.
not a chance in hell. Nope. I say 0 out of 10 times.
Well, I mean, high school kids beat grown men.
That's right.
Yeah, but high schoolers beat grown men who are playing organized sports, no matter
Well,
what their school told
We don't know
ESPN.
that. We don't know that. You can't verify it.
It's just
I mean, I haven't tried to verify it. ESPN apparently did, but I have not tried to verify this. I
they
am
tried.
trying to find a box score so I can find yards and all that shit, and there is nothing on here. All of this shit has been totally wiped from
To me,
the
it's
web.
insane that they even got a game on ESPN. Like, how did that happen?
right. How did it just ESPN?
How did that conversation go down?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know,
on.
but in case you weren't aware of it, every headline reads, Bishop Sycamore lied to ESPN to get on ESPN.
So-
no shit.
Well, so wait a second. So if I just go in and pitch to ESPN like, hey, I have a really good football team you're going to want to broadcast on ESPN, a national network.
I feel
they'd
like
just
you
be
won't get through
oh, okay.
with football again. I think you got to go for like
I'd
hockey
have to,
or something.
I'd have
now.
to- okay. All right. Well, I'll start.
We can bullshit a hockey team together.
I'll start-
And we can pitch it to ESPN.
Yeah, we'll start writing our pitch tonight.
Okay. I'm down for it.
I mean, it fucking
I like
worked.
it. I mean, if ESPN's
as
gonna
long
fall
as
for
I
it-
can play.
Well, it's,
I mean, if
You're in.
we're going full out, we're going down with the ship on it. I'm fucking playing
You're
that
in.
game at least.
You're on the first line.
I just don't.
First line center.
I just don't understand how like ESPN just doesn't vet vet this,
Anything.
like at all.
Apparently anything.
It's like okay, yeah. That's I mean, honestly, yeah. At this point, yeah.
But haven't we known that for years now because of their reporting history?
But that's my point. It's like you would think because of their past and a lot of the stories that they've done that have proven to be not exactly accurate, that they would finally get their shit together and like, especially with something like this, and vet it and be like, all right, let's try not to get embarrassed again. Nope, we're gonna get embarrassed again.
You went through and tried to vet it and couldn't confirm anything and still proceeded with it.
That's exactly that's what I'm saying. Like you
So
like
like- so
at
it's
that
like-
point you just didn't care.
You even attempted to do the job of vetting it and still didn't fucking care.
Yeah, and you just didn't give a shit because for whatever reason, because you wanted IMG on your network,
Well, yeah, they're the
And
number
I
2
get
ranked
that.
team in the country.
and not and all the while just not even thinking about this could be humiliating. And
So
they,
ba- so
obviously they
basically-
don't give a shit.
So basically, they treated this game like they treated every one of their news stories.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean that's the worldwide leader, man. That's
Worldwide leader in something.
worldwide leader in bullshit.
Man. That's just
I-
this whole story is pathetic.
It's
It's
IMG,
so pathetic.
As we're talking about it, I'm
Yeah.
going through looking up stuff, and I'm very slowly finding points from the game. IMG had 23 points before BS. I don't even know what their real name is. I'm just going to keep calling them BS.
Honestly, those are the perfect initials for them.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Accepted?
Yes.
Yeah.
The South Harmon Institute of Technology?
Yep.
Shit. This is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
This is the sports version of Accepted.
That's why, like I said,
It's a-
the initials for the school are perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. It's perfect.
But
A great underrated movie, by the way.
Oh,
That's solid.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's solid.
But there were 23 points scored by IMG before BS picked up a first down.
I mean,
BS.
it's just
Okay, we're talking about hypothetical schools here. Why would you make your mascot the Centurions?
I don't know.
You're making up a university. You can pick anything you want. That's the worst fucking mascot to have.
Why would you make your mascot a fucking tree like Stanford? I don't. Why does any?
I don't even know what a Centurion is.
I mean,
I mean, it was like the name of my 4th grade teacher, but other than that, I
Right.
have no idea.
I don't know.
At least I know what a tree is.
Well, you're literally your mascot. Your mascot is a freaking tree.
Yeah, these guys' mascot is I don't know what. Apparently, it's nothing anyways because it's not even a real fucking school.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I mean, just reading it kind of like you were. It is technically a real school.
It's an online school.
It's an online school, yes. So it's like University of Phoenix, basically, but for
But a high school.
High school.
where adults can participate apparently in athletics.
I mean, they got a baseball program. I'm in. Let's do it.
You know what? While we're on here,
South
we're going to
Harmon
look this up.
Institute. South Harmon Institute of Technology.
I dig it.
Here we go.
What was their real name? Bishop,
Sycamore.
not Bishop Gallagher.
Not Bishop.
Bishop
Bishop
Sycamore.
Sycamore.
BS.
BS. Yes.
Bishop Sycamore baseball.
If they, oh man, if they actually have a team.
Nope.
No?
Here's everything that pops up when you type in Bishop Sycamore.
Yeah.
A CBS article,
Yeah.
a Deadspin article, and the article from 2 hours ago that they fired their coach.
Wait, Deadspin's still a thing?
Yep, Deadspin apparently is still a website.
Kidding me?
What we know about Bishop Sycamore and the fake football team on ESPN. There's a whole article.
Nothing.
About it.
Absolutely.
We know that
nothing.
they're not real,
There you
and
go.
that there is nothing to know about them.
Exactly.
I can tell you at this point, we know way more than ESPN knew when they should have known it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this story's just—it's absolutely wild.
They had another game scheduled.
I know.
They had like a full schedule.
Apparently, they didn't even have enough padding for like all the players. They had to like keep switching out pads and shit.
They were supposed to play a game in 2 weeks against a team from Duncanville. Not sure where that's at.
Georgia?
But,
Maybe.
maybe.
Sounds like a
But,
little
like a
town in
Georgia city?
It does.
Duncanville went ahead and canceled that game.
Yeah, probably.
I can see why.
Yeah.
I think I understand that.
It's just an absolutely wild story. It's just the more you read about
Like-
it, the more it's just like how unbelievable
Well, so
is this? But it's actually legit.
If you Google the address they gave ESPN, you get the Franklin University Library in Columbus, Ohio.
And the best part about this
They
is
didn't look
Ohio.
up anything. They didn't Google a damn
No,
thing
they
involving
really didn't.
this.
Literally, a quick Google search, and you would have been like, "All right, this isn't happening."
But, you know, ESPN is not
Yeah.
the best at vetting
No, they are not.
anything,
No.
I guess. I would have said they weren't the best at vetting stories because I thought they would at least get the sports portion right. But they're not good at vetting anything sports either. So
No, this is just it's an absolute disaster for ESPN. But I love it
The mo-
because the story just the more and more you read about it, the better
Like,
it gets.
It sounds so made up.
It really does.
It sounds like a story somebody made up for like a made-for-TV movie.
I was
or
just gonna
something.
say that I can't wait for like the made-for-TV movie of this, like a Netflix special or some shit.
I want to see the 30 for 30 on this.
What if I told you?
Yeah,
I'm entirely content just reading Twitter with all of this.
Oh, it's great.
it's
Oh,
Bishop
oh,
Sycamore's QB when they won the state championship in 1988. Uncle Rico.
like all the memes. They had one with like it's like they had one with Manti Te'o. It says my girlfriend went to Bishop Sycamore. I'm like, that's awesome.
Bishop Sycamore starting quarterback week 3. Ricky Vaughn.
I mean, Some of the memes I've seen have been absolutely just fantastic. You can't beat it. Like even like the meme from Friday. Like how you gonna get fired on your day off from a fake school?
How the hell you gonna get fired on your day off from a fake job?
It's like, all right.
From what it says on here, they had 6 games last year. They didn't score a damn point, but they had 6 games they played last year.
6 games they didn't score a fucking
No,
point.
not a point.
Wow.
I think it said like 330 something to nothing. I just X'd
I
off
think
of it.
after-
Otherwise, I'd check it.
I think if I created a fake,
Yeah, man.
if I created a fake football team that went out there and lost 2 games straight and we didn't score a single point, I would then pull back on continuing the fake football program.
Yeah.
And just go, we're done, guys.
I say
This is
some's
it.
not stirring the Kool-Aid on
Yeah,
this
this is,
one.
like, we're good. We're gonna stop.
I was going to say, I want the guy who fakes a football program and goes undefeated. Like, I want the Alabama of fake high school.
Right.
Games. Like, be that guy, go in, wipe everybody, and then have us find out after the championship, oh, you weren't even a real school.
Right. I don't want the fake football program that
Yeah.
is the equivalent of like the Lions.
Right.
Ugh.
Like, I want you remember back in the day when MTV had that high school football show on there?
When they showed videos.
Yes. Well, when they
videos?
played
Yeah.
music, yes.
Yeah.
They also had that high school football program.
And yes,
I-
people, MTV did actually show music videos at some point.
For all you youngins out there.
They're actually starting to go back to that stuff.
Are they?
Yeah, very slowly. But I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning one day, and there was a music video.
But that's the problem. It's always at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when they do this shit.
I don't care.
Other
At
than
least
that,
it was on.
Other than that, it's ridiculousness and like 16 and pregnant. Like that's it.
They did
Okay.
bring back Cribs.
I don't. But I see. I like ridiculousness.
So do I.
I just wish it was on a TV station that was not geared towards music videos like it should be.
Yeah, right.
But, I mean,
And the fact that
Real quick, a centurion is a Roman warrior.
okay.
oh,
Had no idea. My brother just told me that.
And I know this is one of our
Thanks,
one of our sidetracks that we do, but I keep seeing a commercial for the MTV Video Music Awards. What's the fucking point? You don't play fucking music videos. I don't understand it.
Even that, the things that win awards on there aren't really.
I don't
music.
get it. I should have saved that for grind my gears, but
so Chris, you have somebody who agreed with you. So Joseph James just pointed out that a college team would go.
Also, my brother.
Also, we'll go 0 for 10 against the worst NFL players. Are bigger, faster, stronger. The worst NFL teams are half Bama players anyway.
half Bama, half Ohio State players.
I mean, those are the guys who always get drafted early.
A couple Clemson and Georgia mixed in.
Right, exactly. No, but yeah, sorry, I went off a little bit on the MTV thing, but it's just the more I think about it, the more I'm like, why do they even have the VMAs anymore?
It is irritating.
What's the fucking point?
Like, I don't know.
The Video Music
stuff
Awards.
that gets nominated, I don't even look at and go, oh, that's music. I think most of it's not. Most of it's, I mean,
Yeah, the Video
we
Music.
can get all into it, but most of it's just computerized stuff.
Well, the Video Music Awards for videos that. How have you ever seen them? Because you have to go look them up on like the dark web.
Basically, it's
how
like
you-
YouTube. You got to go on YouTube and watch it.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Like if YouTube wants to have like a VMAs or something like that, fine, because people that's actually go to YouTube and watch these videos, but nobody goes to MTV music television to actually see these things.
Yeah, I feel like we have another comment from your brother.
No, this
Oh.
is not from my brother. This is actually from my buddy Andrew.
Okay.
Pointing out what Chris pointed out to me right before we went on air. Text reads, Lions just released both of their kickers. This is an interesting
That's
flex.
so that is so Lion-esque.
And the plot thickens.
That is a bold strategy to release both your kickers.
That's a bold strategy, God.
That's a bold but again, it's so Lion-esque to do something like that. It really is.
I mean,
Obviously, they're going to find a kicker. But
and in an organization where kneecaps are at risk,
Yeah.
it's probably a good thing to not have kickers.
You're a loser.
It's the only thing I can come up with.
But as soon as I saw that today, I was like, man, that is 100% Lion-esque to do that. And obviously, they're going to find a kicker because the kickers are everywhere. When it comes
Better
to the
they'll
NFL,
have the punter kick.
Right?
well,
exactly.
they're going to find a kicker, but good kickers are not.
No, I agree.
easy
With
to
good
find.
kickers are not easy to find, but they're going to find a kicker. And
they
and the funny thing what's going to happen is they'll probably bring some dude in. He'll suck. Lions fans will hate him. Like I hate kickers because you know how much I hate kickers.
I do too.
Kobe Parkey.
Oh, I don't want him to bring Cody Parkey in. So actually, he just got hurt.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he's hurt.
Damn.
Yeah, he got hurt in Cleveland, and now they have to go to a backup kicker.
Yeah, I think he got hurt.
At least they have a backup kicker.
Well, they had Cody Parkey.
Could have no kickers.
That's true. You're right. At least they didn't have both their kickers gone or released.
I think it
both
would
their
have been.
kickers.
I think it would have been great if Cody Parkey had stayed healthy, kicking for the Browns, and see a double doink and Joey just losing his fucking shit.
I would.
I know you would.
I absolutely would because I hate kickers
You're
anyway.
coming in here on Tuesday, just going crazy about fucking Cody Parkey and kickers.
I'm not even waiting for Tuesday. I'm looking at our group text.
Oh yeah.
It's Sunday at 2:00 when it happens.
No, if that scenario played out, I probably wouldn't text in the group text because I would be so angry. I'd be worried I would break my phone. I probably would just not text.
Oh, that's. But speaking of, I'm glad we kind of got into some NFL talk, being this was the last week of preseason. You guys takeaways from preseason? You guys,
It's a waste of time.
other than it being a waste of time, which Frank, I actually agree with you on this.
So if we're gonna say other than a waste of time, my takeaway from preseason is that preseason should not exist because there's been 3 different young running backs, good running backs that are now out with injuries for the entire season.
Yep.
Because they played in preseason games.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that couldn't have happened in a regular season game. Maybe it happens week 1.
At least it means something if it happens in a regular season game.
Exactly. At least if it happens in week 1, it's a meaningful game. It's not a bullshit practice game. Preseason should not exist. It should not be a thing anymore.
It's like the military using live rounds in training. There's no reason to do it.
Right.
You literally risk everything and gain nothing.
That's what killed me. I didn't understand. Buffalo and Cleveland both said they weren't going to play their starters, and particularly their starting quarterbacks in any of the preseason games. Yet what happens this last week in preseason? Both Buffalo and Cleveland trot out Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield, their franchise quarterbacks, in a year where both of them are vying for a Super Bowl berth,
Yeah.
and you trot them out the last preseason game?
It didn't make much,
what?
Did not make much sense to me.
That pissed me off. It pissed me off on for both teams. It was the dumbest thing I've
Yep.
ever seen. Either one, and both those head coaches are good head coaches.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "What are you thinking?"
Yeah, that didn't make much sense to me. You don't need this. The whole thing. Well, they got to get reps in game situation.
No.
I'm like, are you serious?
Both those all teams this year played joint practices with other teams.
Right, and they were talking about that on the Sunday night game this week, which I agreed. I don't generally agree with Collinsworth a lot, but I actually agree with this 100% with what he said. Is that like most of these joint practices, that was your game situation. Like those teams were going at it, like they're full blitzing, full hitting, full contact, full everything, and those were your games.
Right.
The preseason games honestly should be for guys that are trying to make the team.
Right.
That's it.
If that's what you want to do, then relegate it to none of your starters can play in preseason games. In that case, then you play some preseason games. Other than that, don't play them.
No.
It's pointless. Preseason games should be basically auditions for players that might not make your team to try out for other teams, and they can say have video on them.
Right.
Or guys that are fighting for a starting
Well,
position.
that too. But again,
like with the Lions, they had Crosby who was fighting, for a position on that O-line. He ended up getting cut. If you got a guy like that who's playing, I can even agree with that.
well, but that his
rookies,
video now of those games might lead to him getting
Right,
signed by
yeah,
another
right.
team, which is a good thing.
Right.
But for just the team to try and play games,
Yeah.
it just makes no sense to me. In that case, just have joint practices, have video recording those joint practices, have all the teams available to see those videos to then sign guys that get released from other teams. These preseason games just get guys hurt for no fucking reason.
Oh, it does.
Yep.
And like they were even talking about during that game, it's going to come down to there's going to be one preseason game and then an 18-game schedule.
Which I'm
Which
fully,
I mean, if you're gonna
in
fucking do
agreement
it
with.
again, you know how I feel about the 17th game. I think
Right.
it's I think it's kind of excessive, but I get why they're doing it. But if they're gonna do 17, just fucking do 18 and do one preseason game. Like
basically be done with preseason
Right.
because one game is going to mean nothing
Right.
and you're not going to play anybody anyway. And then put the 18th game as a regular season game. That's fine because they used to play four preseason games and then 16 regular games, so it
Exactly.
was 20 games. So make it 18 and 1.
Right.
So they actually play less games, but more meaningful games and not preseason games where you can get guys hurt for no fucking reason.
Now, how do you feel about the week in between the preseason and the regular season?
I think
starting?
it's brilliant.
Okay.
I think it's brilliant. It gives guys an extra week to recover because when you lead right into the regular season from the preseason, those guys that were battling for positions
Yeah.
and did make the roster are now on that roster, and they've been battling for 3 or 4 solid preseason games.
Right.
So this gives them a week now in between the 3 preseason games and a regular season game to recover. Their body needs to recover. They have time to make moves, release the guys you're going to release, look at other teams' releases and pick them up. It makes sense. I really like it, and I like it for fantasy purposes too, because personal reasons, the preseason is now over with, and you can get your drafts in to where you're not risking a guy playing in a preseason game and getting hurt,
Right.
And you screw over your first round or second round pick. You know what I mean? So to me, it makes sense all around in the whole aspect of things.
Okay.
I also like the fact that week off allows college football to kick off. And
Yeah.
as a fan, I get a 3-week time span to go from no football to some football to full football.
Right.
I don't have to just go from no football to full football and expect to just dedicate my entire weekend to football all of a sudden. I can kind of ease myself into it.
I certainly understand that. Honestly, to me, I don't really care one way or the other. I actually do agree with your point, Joe, as to, gives, especially guys that were fighting to make the roster, gives them a week to kind of like heal up a little bit. I do get that.
Technically, it's 2 full weeks because they play a game and
Right.
then they go a full week and then
Right.
it's practice. So they got 2 full weeks in between games.
Right.
Where if they were battling for a spot, that's a lot of recovery time for them.
But yeah, to your point, Frank, I really didn't think about it that way, but I like how it kind of ramps up. You got your college football starting, and then obviously the NFL starting, and
Like, I love football, but
Yeah.
I could not go from today having absolutely none of it on and then tomorrow sit down on Saturday and go straight through Monday night watching nothing but, like, that would just be overwhelming to me.
I'm looking forward to Saturday.
I'm looking
can't
forward
wait.
to it as well, but let me get Saturday under my
Right,
belt,
right.
and then let me get Saturday and Sunday,
Right.
and then let me gear myself up to get back into sitting around watching nothing but sports again.
Yeah. So what start like next Thursday is Cowboys Bucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Next Thursday, Cowboys Bucks, and I'm looking forward to that game so much.
Are you?
I
now?
can't wait. I cannot wait for football, like real NFL games.
Yep.
Preseason was just like
It's like the appetizer.
it's the appetizer, but it was
Yeah.
not really a good appetizer. It was like the appetizer that you're very disappointed.
it was
in.
like a shitty side salad.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
It's like okay.
yeah. With they bring in a little side cup of dressing with that's not
and they
enough dressing.
and they put field greens on it. Like dude, this shit tastes like dirt. Just fucking up my plate. Like, get out of here.
But in a game like that, who do you go for, Chris?
You had such
What's that?
Because
strong opinions
you're
about salad.
notorious.
I do. That's like I said. If you put field greens on my,
I was trying to move on from how disgusted he was with field
I
greens.
say you put field greens.
I didn't realize you had such strong
I
opinions
do.
about salad. That's
You put field greens on my plate, I will send it back.
so.
or not eat it.
I like a salad with mixed greens. I like iceberg and I like mixed greens in with it. You don't like.
If you put like romaine with it, like
Give me a
like
straight
romaine
Caesar
or,
and I'm happy.
Or romaine or like iceberg,
So-
I'm cool with that.
Okay, yeah. If we're gonna talk about salads, a straight Caesar
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like the perfect
Money.
salad. But
Yeah.
for a side salad, I do like some mixed greens in there. I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about by field greens. Maybe it's the same thing I'm talking about.
I think it
but-
might. Yeah, I think people
Might be.
call it different
Yeah.
things, but yeah, no.
All right.
No.
You
It
learn
looks
something
like
new every
some
day.
sort of pulled weeds have been placed on your plate.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And they have no real taste.
and they literally taste like dirt. I'm like, no, this is no good.
See, I usually have it covered in dressing, so I don't taste the dirt
That's-
part of it.
yeah,
That's if
but
they bring you enough dressing with
Yeah,
the side salad.
exactly.
Usually it's that
If they
tiny
bring you
little-
enough dressing.
It's
Give me
usually
a
that
second.
tiny
I'm a
little
big
fucking
dude.
cup.
I need a little bit of,
Yeah.
I need something.
All right. Now that we spent 10 minutes on side
I
salads.
know, right?
Hold on, we got a
Welcome to Sports on Tap Detroit.
We got a text here.
Oh, we got a text.
We are finding out from Lady Friend that Chris feels strongly about a lot of things.
We know this. I just I learn something new every week about something he does. I know he feels strongly about pretty much everything that goes on in his life. I get it's one side or the other. I get that, but I didn't realize salad was one of them. I learned something new today.
I mean, give me a good chicken Caesar salad, and we're all set.
I was gonna say, as long as we can all be in
Yeah.
agreement on that, I have no problem with your
I think-
personal feelings on salads are.
Well, I think we all three are unanimous on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Like for me, salads, you give me a good Caesar salad. I don't even need chicken on it. I'll take chicken on it too, but a good Caesar salad with like real shredded Parmesan
Oh, hell yeah,
cheese,
yeah. Mhm. Yep.
not just the sprinkled shit.
Yeah.
Give me
No,
that.
no disrespect to Kraft, but the sprinkled Parmesan, no.
No, mix
Give
mix
me
it
a
in
nice
there.
little chip.
The shaved
off
parm.
Yeah.
Yep. The shaved parm. Absolutely.
Yep.
Fuck yes.
Nice,
All right.
real salad there.
All right.
Never in a million years did I think we'd be the three people sitting around talking about salads.
Again,
I know. Look at us.
I mean, again, for as much as we talked about the New York fucking Jets last year, I mean, I was bound to come to salad at some point.
Hey, we're talking about salad, and it's not actually talking about someone's hair. So
Right, exactly.
I think the good news is, though, we all agree on the salads being good. We also all agree that the Jets suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You know who doesn't suck?
Tell me who.
My guy Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank. If you're looking to refinance or even consolidate debt, there's no better time to do that than right now. Give my guy Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631. Rates are currently incredibly low, so don't miss out on this great opportunity. Also, mention the staff from Sports on Tap and get hooked up with $500 off. So once again, give my guy Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631. Flagstar Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC, and MLS number 27546.
Very nice.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beauty. Beaut.
She's a beaut. She's a beaut, Clark.
She's a beaut.
She's a beaut,
She's a beaut, Clark.
Quebec, go ahead.
Solid.
What's that?
That was great.
Joe's just over here pressing
I
buttons.
just like randomly throwing in
Great.
drops every once in a while. It was just fun.
We have no idea where this is going, but Joe's just going to start pressing
Apparently.
buttons shortly.
So, moving away from the NFL a little bit, since this is the start, the main start of college football this weekend. Like last weekend, you had like week 0, I guess you want to call it, which was cool. I watched a little bit of it, not as much as I would like to, but
I had no idea that
I watched
any
some
of it was
Illinois,
even on.
Nebraska.
yeah, I watched a little bit of that game. I watched there was another game I watched too. I forgot what it was, but it obviously wasn't that. Some team getting crushed. I forgot who it was, but this is the week. This is the week that you're gonna see some big matchups. You got Georgia versus Clemson this weekend. You got Miami versus Alabama this weekend, and what used to be a big game, Notre Dame versus Florida State this weekend, but not exactly the biggest game of the year. And then you got Penn. The Big Ten opener for both teams is Penn State versus Wisconsin. That's all right. First week of the season. That's pretty good.
That Penn State Wisconsin game is going to be fun to watch. I think.
I think it will be. I agree with you.
That's
So-
actually probably the one I'm looking forward to most. I think it's going to be the most competitive game. I really think it's going to be a fantastic game for both sides.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to the obviously other than the Miami game. I'm looking forward
Right.
to Georgia Clemson.
That should be good as well.
Yeah, I think that'll be.
That'll
a solid
probably
game.
be the game of the weekend. In my
I think
opinion.
so. I'm just because I know you guys are more NFL guys. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a college guy. So this is I'm jacked up for this. Like how you're jacked up for next weekend. I'm jacked up for this
Yeah.
weekend because I love college football. And as you guys know, in a couple weeks, I'm heading down to Miami for Miami versus Michigan State.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome. But I'm just excited. College football's back. It's funny when the season's over. It feels like it's so long until it comes back.
Right.
But you realize it's not that. It's honestly not that long.
It is, but it's not.
Right.
Like
Right.
It is because when you think about how long it takes to get there, like you think about the actual time period, it is.
Right.
But then time flies so much these days because
Does.
we're all so busy that
Yeah.
by the time it's over with, you're like, man, football is like another 7 months away.
But before you know it,
before you know it, we're here at football season again.
Right.
And
But the off season's also structured in a way where there's a little bit of football in there.
oh, absolutely,
Just
there
enough
is.
to give you a taste.
Oh, that's by design. 100%.
Right.
That's by design.
So it just keeps you right on that hook going,
Yep.
okay, here's some football, but
Right.
not enough to satisfy.
It's
you.
always
Here's
about
a little bit more, but not enough.
Especially with college, it's always about recruiting. We're always
Yeah.
about recruiting.
And if
then-
you follow that,
Oh,
like, you've
no.
got a year plus worth of shit to follow.
I don't follow. I like. Obviously, like on Twitter and social media, you'll see guys who do follow that, and they'll tell you about your teams and like guys they sign. But I'm sorry, I don't pay attention to stars on a piece of paper. I don't like it. Yeah, it's great that like the school I root for, picks up a 4-star guy or a 5-star guy. But who are you to rank these people? Like these kids, like that doesn't make any sense to me. Now you see like what Michigan State did with D'Antonio. Mm-hmm. He would take that 2-star kid, 3-star kid, and turn him into a 5-star kid because he could actually coach him up. And you see a lot of these guys like Harfraud, who would take 4 stars and 5 stars
and coach them down.
Honestly, he wouldn't develop them. He wouldn't make them any better.
Nope.
It's where that piece of paper means more to some people than anything else.
Exactly. So that's why I look at all these people who are like diehard into recruiting and take that as gospel. It's like, why do you do that?
Like, one of the biggest things in football, in my opinion at least, that matters more than, or just as much, if not more, than physical ability is heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
And you cannot judge heart based on a rating system on a sheet
you
of paper.
can't. Like you look at these guys, and you have some guys who want to work and get better and make themselves better, and some guys who are just like, well, I'm here because they've been told they're the best their entire life.
Yeah.
And that those players tend to get weeded out.
Yeah.
They just do. But then again, it makes your program go down the shitter, like Michigan. So,
which they've completely done.
oh, they've completed. I'm curious. Honestly, I think they'll have a losing season this year. I really do.
I do as well.
I really do.
I do as well.
But then sadly, it probably won't even be enough to get Hartford canned.
I had somebody ask me the other day if because we got started talking about college football and Hartford, and like you like to call him.
Yep.
And I said he's a complete fraud, and he's done nothing since getting there, nothing close to what he should have done, what he was brought here to do, and yet they still haven't gotten rid of him. And he brought up, he goes, well, they must think enough of him. They re-signed him, and I go, time out. They
That piece of paper that matters.
Right. They re-signed him. No, they downgraded him. First of all, they made him sign a contract that was half of what he was getting paid before.
Yep.
They made him sign a contract where he could be let go at any point in time without a buyout.
Yep.
So basically, he's on a year-to-year deal, which you will never see in the history of college football. You've never seen it. You won't see it again by a coach at a major university. A head football coach at a major university will never sign that contract ever again, and they've never signed one before that. So there's a reason why that contract was given to him. Michigan had no other options because they just screwed the pooch and didn't give themselves any other options. And Harbaugh was the only option they had, but they basically said, it's either this contract of half of what you're getting paid now and a year-to-year contract where we can let you go at any point in time, or it's nothing and we'll see you later. And that's what happened. So it had nothing to do with him and how the university felt about bringing him back. They wanted to bring him back. No, absolutely not.
But it's funny. You'll see Michigan Twitter, and he's like, well, he's lost weight. He's got the fire back. Oh, okay. Great.
Who?
No, Michigan Twitter. Oh, Michigan Twitter is ablaze with
Wait,
this.
that Harbaugh lost the weight and he's
Harbaugh lost weight, like
he's
physically lost weight. And they said,
I didn't know he put on weight.
Now he's got the fire
So he's
back.
a smaller size khaki pants Jesus?
Right, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
He's got the fire back now. It's like, okay,
all right,
great. It's honestly, and
I mean, I've seen some.
it's like Lions fan.
it is, yes. Like I've been a Michigan fan my entire life, but sometimes they are like Lions fans. They're just the delusion is fucking amazing.
Actually, you guys mentioning Lions, I'm on Facebook right now, and somebody actually just posted a really interesting stat that I think the two of you will thoroughly enjoy.
Do tell.
Oh, please.
Jelani Tavai.
Oh yeah, they finally got released.
He was cut today.
Yeah.
He is the 12th second-round pick in the Detroit Lions organization since 2007 to not make it past his rookie deal.
Wow, that's amazing. You know what? It's not amazing considering the organization that did it, but
there's only 14 picks in there.
I know, but again,
12 of them haven't made it.
Considering the organization that this belongs to, it's not amazing.
It's still amazing to me because when you think about just the odds.
But just that stat alone is amazing.
It is. That stat alone, just the odds of fucking up that many second-round draft picks is astounding.
Yep, it is.
And how many second-round, like I said, between now and then, there's only 14 picks.
Yep.
So you figure the two that are still on the roster were this year's and last year's. Like, there's nothing else.
You can't make.
And now
can't.
some of those years, maybe they had multiple picks.
Sadly,
maybe
you're right.
one of them panned out, but
and maybe with some years they didn't have any second round
right.
pick. I don't. But
yeah, I have no idea
if,
how that's playing out. But since 07, 12.
I love it. It just
12.
Like any stat like that involves the Detroit Lions, it's not even surprising. It's not. It's like, yeah, your hat explains everything. 100% explains everything. Oh, the Lions. That's great. But back to Michigan. But yeah, that's
sorry about that.
like because Joe, there's realistic Michigan fan, and then there's delusional glasses wearing Michigan fan.
There's your common fan, which is
Right.
the delusional glasses wearing fan.
And you try to talk to these people, and like if you tell them they're wrong, or you don't even tell them they're wrong. Even if you disagree with them, you're not a fan. Oh, okay, why am I not a fan? Because I disagree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have to support the team no matter what.
Yeah, so if you say anything, basically that's it too, and it happens at every organization,
Oh, it does.
every college.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it's frustrating because you get called not a fan because you disagree with something the team did, or you have a problem. You say
Right.
something negative about the team. Doesn't mean you're not a fan. It means you're being realistic.
Yep.
It means you're not looking through rose-colored glasses or whatever color the team wears, Honolulu blue-colored glasses. You're being realistic.
Yeah.
You're actually a sports fan on top of being a fan of that team.
And that's really, in my opinion, how you need to be as a fan. You need to put the love for the sport ahead of the love for the team.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't look at this stuff objectively without understanding that the sports success, the success
Get there,
of
man.
Jesus, right?
Use your words, bro.
My fucking English all of a sudden just gone.
Hooked on phonics works for me.
Today, Junior.
Nice.
But the success of the sport is more important than the success of any team. I got there. You were a little nervous on it, too.
I was. I'm like,
But if the sport can succeed, that matters more than any individual team.
right. It's just, some of these people. I don't know.
And in supporting your team, you're being a real fan by wanting or not wanting certain things to happen.
Right.
You're not being negative about the team. Oh, you just got to support the team. Well, sometimes supporting the team that you root for and you want to see win means not liking a move they made because you think it's going to make them lose. That's the way it works.
Sometimes you got to sit here on Tuesdays and make fun of the fact that they can't draft for shit, even though you love the fucking team.
Like I'll take the Leafs for instance. Like obviously they had an epic collapse in the playoffs this year. Do I want to see changes?
Again.
You're absolutely fucking right. I want to see changes. With
That team right
organization.
now, quite honestly, might be the most frustrating team in all of sports, in my opinion.
It's hard to disagree with that, especially as a fan of that team. Yeah, it's incredibly hard to disagree with that. But you go on like Leafs Twitter or Facebook groups, whatever, and a lot of them think everything's fine. It's like
Great.
Okay.
Got Austin Matthews,
and
great
if you
player.
and if you disagree with them, you're just a hater. You're not a fan. I'm like
Everything
I'm
is
like,
awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everything is awesome.
Right. I was like, you guys are idiots.
Everything is cool.
If you're cool.
Everything is awesome for one group of people in each sport.
Right. It's like
across the board.
Like you're okay with mediocrity. Okay, cool. Enjoy.
You're a loser.
Exactly. 100%. And then, you get into it with them, and then you just realize, all right, this is a waste of time because you can't argue with stupid. You can't argue with ignorance, and you can't argue with stupid. So
It's like watching a bunch of retards trying to fuck a doorknob.
That's exactly how it is.
that's great. I think it's a perfect segue, Frank.
You know who's not a bunch of retards right now?
I almost feel like you should read it just after that one. Jesus. But using their segue, whether you're buying or selling a home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 3 real estate agents, the price of one on your side. Make the right move. Give the Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, and Shane Wilson of the Joe Wright Group a call today. Phone number is 248-535-4750.
That's great.
You know who's not a bunch of retards right now for doorknob?
These guys.
Oh.
Oh, my God. That's great.
That was definitely not what I was expecting.
No.
I was like, okay, it's going to be time shortly, and then that, and perfect segue.
That's solid.
I wouldn't say perfect segue, but
It was a segue.
we'll use it.
I mean, the word perfect means something different to everybody.
Right.
So,
Oh, man. That was great. But going back to the original topic, which was college football, Sorry, I had to do this. I think we should do some bets. We should do some picks.
Do some picks?
Let's do some picks.
I think we should.
It's time!
Who wants to start off? You want me to start off?
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I
We're
think
starting off,
because you know the games we're picking.
All right, fair enough. Let's go. First game we'll do is Ohio State. They are laying 14.5 versus the Minnesota Golden Roller Boaters. I'm going to take Ohio State, and I think they're going to more than cover the 14.5 against the Roller Boaters.
Okay, go ahead, Frank.
All right, I'm going to join Chris on that pick. I feel like after watching last year what Ohio State was able to do, I got no reason to doubt that they can take care of Minnesota rather easily.
I'm actually going to take the Golden Gophers.
Gophers.
I look at they have a true freshman coming in at quarterback for Ohio State, and it's not like he's not a great athlete, but this will be his first official game. I have no doubt they'll win by 14. I think Minnesota keeps it a little closer than that.
All right. Frank? Oh, you want me to go? All right, I'll do it again. I thought you had them written down.
I was
Oh.
busy writing everything down.
Fair enough.
I didn't even hear you guys go on to the next one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't yet.
I was going to say Ohio State, Minnesota, we've all picked.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll move on to game number 2, which is the Penn State Nittany Lions versus the Wisconsin Badgers.
That is correct.
Yes. I'm going to take Penn State getting 5.5 over the Badgers. I'm going to take Penn State to win that game.
Nice.
Said 5.5?
Yep.
I will actually take Wisconsin in this game. I think they have some returning players that I just think they're going to be too much for Penn State. I like Penn State this year. I think it's going to be a very good game. I think in the end it comes down to a touchdown, which is obviously a few more points than 5.5. So
Okay.
I'm going to go with Penn State on this one.
Okay.
I don't know why. Nothing more than a gut feeling.
Fair enough.
All right.
well, I'm just on my lonely
you
island.
are, man.
So far, yeah.
I'm just a lonely island over here.
Let's go to probably what's going to end up being the game of the week is the Georgia versus Clemson matchup. I'm going to take the over at 51. I think this game's going to be an absolute shootout between these two. So yeah, give me the over at 51.
You picking a winner? Or no?
I will take Georgia to win the game.
Georgia.
Clemson's given up 3 points.
Yep.
So Georgia's getting 3. So you're taking the 3?
I'm taking the 3.
All right. I'm going to go with. I actually like your over pick. I'm not really going to pick that, but I do like that thought process. I think they will run the score up in this game. I'm going to go with Clemson.
Okay.
Gut feeling. I haven't seen much. Obviously, I haven't done as much research in college as you do. Like you're more into it.
Yep.
It's just a gut feeling for me. Same thing you said about the last pick.
Yep.
For me, it's just a gut feeling about Clemson. I think they're going to beat him by a little bit more than 3.
Not knowing anything about the players who are going onto the field for either one of these teams. Usually with college, I got to wait a couple of weeks before I actually know for sure what's going on.
Right.
But watching the way Clemson's been able to rebound in the past from moving on from a great quarterback, I'm just going to stick with them this week. Makes
sense. Game number 5 on the weekend, which a game that should be more important than it's going to be, but the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Florida State Seminoles, and Frank being the lone Notre Dame fan in this room,
Notre Dame.
I would assume you would take Notre Dame
For no other reason than exactly what I said the last pick. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just going with my team.
I am also going to take Notre Dame laying 7.5. Florida State is an absolute dumpster fire right now. This is the worst I've ever seen that program. They're
saying
awful.
they're in shambles right now.
They're awful.
Be putting it nicely.
Their program is awful right now, and I think that 7.5 is generous. I think Notre Dame runs up that score. I don't care if the game's in Tallahassee or not.
It just worries me. Notre Dame's coming in at what, 9 right now?
Yeah,
They're ranked 9.
Yeah.
They win this game, they're going to go shooting right up there, and just like every season, I bitch about it with Michigan. I bitch about it with Notre Dame too.
Right.
These guys are overrated right now.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole rankings are just a complete sham.
Yeah, I'm going to take Notre Dame. I think they might beat them by 20. So
Yeah.
I'm taking Notre Dame.
And the final game, the Miami Hurricanes are taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide in Atlanta, a neutral site game, obviously. I'm going to take the dog in this game. I'm going to take Miami to cover the 19, but I'm going to take Alabama to win the game.
So you're taking Miami to cover?
Yep.
Okay.
Quebec, go ahead.
19's kind of a spread.
I know. I look at it this way. Alabama's coming in with a new quarterback.
Yeah.
And they're replacing a lot of guys. I think Miami can – I don't think they're going to win the game, but I think they can keep it within 19.
I was trying to guess where that spread would be. I was guessing right around 14. So to have that,
It was 18 earlier this week.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you on that one. I'm going to take Miami. I think they lose, but I think they can keep it close.
I will agree with both of you. I think if it was what you said, 14. I think I might take Alabama on that one. But 19 seems a bit much. They have a good team. It's not like they're.
It's almost a 3-touchdown spread.
They have a 6-year quarterback.
They're not a slouch coming in. Playing.
Right.
At
some point, this guy's got to prove that he's a top pick.
Yeah, right.
I think they keep it close enough within 19.
All
So
right.
yeah, I'll absolutely take Miami as well.
All right. And those are our picks.
Those
Are the picks.
are the picks. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to do picks again.
It is. Yeah.
I have missed that segment.
I
tremendously.
like that we can do it like later in the show instead of doing it at the beginning of the show. When,
Yeah, because
like,
we were doing bets there for a little while.
Yeah.
And of course, the bets, we start off at a time where we wanted to try and get some games in for that night.
Yeah.
And we had to do it a little bit early in the show.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that we can push it off like we used to, and it's
Yeah.
picks, not necessarily bets.
Right.
Which I think we're all better at making picks than we are placing bets.
Well, I know I am. So I'm
I'm not great at either one. So
Yeah, I would rather make picks than make bets. So
yeah, at least with picks, I don't lose money on it.
exactly. So yeah, like I said, I'm just glad we can move that to the like toward the end of the show and not have to start off the show with that, which is nice. So
I'm just glad we're back to making picks on football games.
Exactly.
I'm just really fucking happy football's back.
Yeah, I think a lot of people share that sentiment.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope so. I absolutely hope so.
Is there any major moves that you see happening before football kicks off next week?
Like trades?
Yeah.
No.
I see Cam getting signed by somebody.
I see Cam going to the Cowboys. Cowboys.
I literally asked him about that when you walked out of the room.
Did you really?
Yeah, he said the Cowboys as well.
I could absolutely see.
It's set up perfectly. They cut all their quarterbacks
Yeah,
minus Dak.
like they're-
Dak's supposedly not healthy, and they're in win now mode.
Well, the one thing I disagree with there is the report on Dak not being healthy. If Dak really wasn't healthy and there was a doubt there, they wouldn't have cut who they cut.
Right.
Because
Unless they knew for sure
Cam
wanted to come there or somebody of that caliber wanted to come there.
But to me, it just says that Dak is ready to go. Now, could he get hurt? Could he re-injure himself?
No, absolutely.
Yes. Then do you want to sign Cam? To me, Cam is done.
Oh yeah,
That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him.
He's a
bringing
backup quarterback at best.
Yeah. At best.
At best.
Like he's not that he wasn't great in his day of being great, but he just is not anymore. He's lost it, and you're right, Chris. He's washed.
He's one of those players, and I guess this is more of an argument to the great comment. He's one of those players that had such a high ceiling that never got there. We knew what his ceiling was. We knew how great he could have been. It just never ended up being.
I think he was there for a blink.
That great.
He was there for a blink of an eye, and then to me, when it all went downhill, was in the Super Bowl when he had a chance to dive on that fumble.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
and didn't and bitched out. That's where his whole career turned. It like that was the pinnacle of his career, and it went downhill from there.
I
Completely.
agree 100%
Yep.
with this. Yeah, because people just looked at him completely different after that.
He was Superman, literally Superman. I know it's cliche because he does that when he scores touchdowns, but he literally was Superman there for a while, and he was on the trajectory to be. He made it to the Super Bowl, basically carried that team to the Super Bowl. He was on the trajectory to be one of the greatest, and the minute he didn't dive on that fumble, I think he himself lost confidence in himself, and I think his team around him lost confidence in
There's
him.
no way that you fall that far without what you just said, losing
Yeah.
confidence in yourself.
And you still hear that he's a great locker room guy. He's a good team.
I have no doubt
and
about
which
that.
is
Yeah.
all well and good, but when it comes to being on the field,
Yeah.
no, guys look at you completely different.
I'm not
Like,
knocking him as a person.
No,
not one bit.
yeah.
But you know guys on that field with him like, he's kind of a pussy.
Well,
You know?
and in real time, you almost could have forgiven it. You're like, oh, I don't know if he could have. And then when you watch the replay, you're like, hey,
Yeah, that's
bro,
bad.
you definitely
That's bad.
bitched out and didn't dive on that fumble.
You know, because a lot of his teammates probably like, dude, you might have just cost us a ring, man.
Well,
by
he
not
did.
exactly by not diving on that ball.
Right.
And if I'm a teammate, yeah, I'm fucking pissed about that. I don't care if you're the quarterback or not.
Absolutely.
I was like, that's not cool.
Every player on that roster owes it to the team to try their hardest.
Yeah.
But besides Cam, do you see anything else?
I really don't. The only thing I could see that might be somewhat surprising is if Trey Lance starts week 1. Which I don't know if that would be like incredibly surprising or anything.
They're not committing to it.
Right, but
So
I could
either way they're not committing.
Right.
To it.
So if that actually did happen,
I think at this point it surprises me. It would surprise me. I think at this point what you're looking at for the first little bit of the season here, until Garoppolo gets hurt again, what you're looking at is
so Monday.
like a split thing. I think Lance will come in for a few plays here and there, and that will be the way they'll get him some playing time. It'll be Garoppolo's starting job, and Trey Lance will come in and do a few plays here and there, maybe some plays at the goal line, some shit like that. Because they even tried it this last week.
Almost
in
the Wildcat
preseason.
idea, except not running a Wildcat.
But except you're just kind of subbing in another quarterback, and almost like a Taysom Hill type of thing in New Orleans with Drew Brees, but not quite that gimmicky.
But with talent.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, basically not quite that gimmicky. Like you actually are putting in another quarterback who is very talented and actually is probably more talented than the starter you have.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what I see happening at the beginning of the season.
Okay. Anybody see Watson moving on, or is Houston stuck
no,
with him right now?
I don't see them trading him at this point because they're not going to get full value for him. They're just not. And teams know this. They're not going to give away the farm for a guy who might not even end up playing for him.
Right,
with the legal stuff and everything. So, no, I don't see him going anywhere. No, I don't see that happening.
No, I would agree with that. I don't see that. I don't see anything developing in that situation at all.
Okay. The only other thing I got here as far as NFL news, Malcolm Butler retired.
He retired?
He retired.
Really?
The Cardinals have placed him on the retired list.
No shit.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's...
I didn't even know he was on the Cardinals. I thought he was still in Tennessee.
Got me on that one, man.
Jesus. That's good. And I'm
Reports
usually
said
up
that
to
he was
date.
dealing with a personal situation mulling retirement.
Oh, all right.
He was not at practice Tuesday.
You are struggling today.
Fuck, man.
Jesus.
Joe said he had faith in us carrying this, and apparently I can't fucking speak English anymore.
Apparently
so,
Well, this is awkward.
it's actually pretty typical for me.
I know what I did like when I saw the headline of that Trevor Lawrence won the starting job in Jacksonville. Really, he won it? Come on, man. Everybody knew he was going to end up starting. You know that Shad Khan going, no, that dude's starting. I don't care how well, Captain Mustache plays.
But in reality, Trevor did enough to win the job. But you're right. Saying the word win is just
there was no way that dude
stupid.
wasn't starting.
Right. It's not like he did win it, but he didn't because he was going to have the starting job no matter what.
Right.
So that's why you were basically told to trade Gardner Minshew. So you didn't have the backup breathing down his neck and the fans calling for Gardner. That's why you had to trade him out of town.
And Frank's got his Eagles jersey on order, right?
Nah, absolutely not.
Your Minshew jersey, no?
Nah.
Although he doesn't have faith in the starter in Philly, so
Yeah, I'm not somebody who's bought in completely on Hurts. Joe and I were talking about it the other day. It's not a jab that he's not talented. It's just that I'm not sold on him. I haven't seen enough to go, hey, this dude's definitely a starter in the NFL.
And then in
he,
my defense,
he
I brought
goes
up
on record to say, I felt the exact same about Patrick Mahomes, and I felt the exact same about Russ Wilson. So
the exact same words.
Yes.
I'm not sold on Russell Wilson. I'm not sold on Patrick Mahomes. Came out of his mouth. So in that case, I look at it and go, all right, well now I'm definitely sold on Jalen Hurts.
So basically, what we're telling you is it is a solid lock that Hurts is the next great quarterback in the NFL. But
no, and by no means am I saying he's on their level.
Right.
I'm not.
No, I know that.
Like you and I can go back and forth about football, and
Right.
in no way am I saying Hurts is on the level of
Right.
Mahomes or Russell Wilson. Could he be with some
He might be.
seasoning, with some years, get a couple years under his belt, get some seasoning under him, and actually be able to get some good coaching, which he won't get under this coaching staff in Philly right now.
Very true.
He could get close to there. He's got talent.
Would a fair comparison to this situation, and I'm playing into what I know you like on this, would a fair comparison be Tannehill?
For Jalen Hurts?
Yes. Not as far as his play and everything, but where his career is going to go. Maybe he's not going to do shit right now because he doesn't have the coaching like Tannehill had in Miami.
That's a very good question.
But when he finds his Tennessee or his head coach or whoever it is, then there's a chance he's going to succeed.
I think he has all the talent to be a winner in the NFL. He has all the talent to be who Tannehill is now, and we all know Tannehill was considered trash in Miami. Even though I never considered him trash in Miami, he was considered trash in Miami, and then he went on to play in Tennessee, and he showed who he really is. I believe Hurts has that talent, yes. And Tannehill is more mobile than you would think. So comparing those two isn't far off. Hurts is more mobile,
right?
But yeah, he has an arm. He has the arm strength. He has accuracy. I believe he has all the talent to do it. I don't think it translates into wins this year on Philadelphia, but I believe it'll translate on as far as fantasy goes and as far as him looking like an NFL quarterback. I personally think that's what you'll see this year.
I just think the only thing Philadelphia managed to accomplish with that whole situation is took an easy one-man job and turned it into a three-man competition.
They really did because they already had
Flacco. You have
Flacco.
your starter, and you had a backup. Now you have a starter, and maybe a starter, and maybe a backup, and a backup.
I'm sure Eagles fans are going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about getting booed, and I'm glad you kind of led me into that. Thank you, about getting booed. And this whole situation with the New York Mets and their fans. Now, for those of you who hadn't heard, like the New York Mets have been struggling significantly lately. They were in first place in the National League East, and they had quite a downfall, and their fans are justifiably not happy about it. So they've been getting booed at their home stadium, which, hey, you pay your money, boo them all you want. Absolutely, 100%. As long as you don't go overboard and start, talking about their family or calling them, like, racial stuff or anything like that, boo them all you want.
Yeah.
Now, what I did have the issue with is some of these players, Francisco Lindor and Javi Baez specifically, their reaction to this was to put a thumbs down toward the crowd, which, as we all know, with like athletes from a team, when they go against when you go against the fan base, that it never ends well, never. So, but what bothers me most about it is like, dude, are you really that thin-skinned that it bothers you that much? Like, come on, man. First of all, you're playing in New York. What did you expect? It's I don't know. It's irritating. It rubbed me the wrong way.
See, and we got what rubbed me the wrong way was something different in there. And I don't have a problem with the fans booing. That you're a fan. If the team sucks, boo. That's the way it works, man. Like that's it. And as far as getting upset as a player, I agree with you. Like, have a thicker skin. What I don't agree with is the fact that giving a thumbs down as you're running off the field because the fans are booing you is really that big of a deal.
It wasn't a big deal.
It's really like it's not like they were like other players have literally flipped off fans and like done shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Like, I disagree with that completely. With the thumbs down, it's like, all right, you're telling them you're not happy with the booing. Okay, it is. They feel a certain way, they're booing you. You feel a certain way, you're giving a thumbs down.
Right.
That's fine. What I had a problem with was the fucking press release.
Oh yeah, that was
about the statements that were made about the fact that yes, he gave a thumbs down for the fans,
right?
And two, they're not going to tolerate that.
Yeah. Okay.
What, you're not going to tolerate it? He gave a thumbs down. I think we're really fucking overreacting here. Like, that's just insane that you have to give a fucking press release for that. You might as well save the fucking paper and the ink to fucking put that together. That's stupid.
Yeah. The whole situation, like we talked about, through our group text.
It was completely
the whole situation is just incredibly stupid.
And it's really the only thing you accomplish, in my opinion, as far as ownership goes, is creating a divide between you and your team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's not something you do with players of that caliber.
If you want to sit them down behind the scenes and talk to them and say, listen, guys, you can't do this. This is ridiculous. Like, I don't care how they react, the fans react. You don't react to that. Tell them to keep the reactions to themselves, that's one thing. Be professional, keep your reaction to yourself. But in the same breath, you're human. If you have a reaction, sometimes it's just a reaction. But if the reaction was a middle finger or another gesture, like I said, the gesture from Friends, whatever the hell that is,
Right.
for fuck you, or if it was something else, okay, then you put out a press release saying that you've reprimanded the players and that won't happen again. It was a thumbs down. Like, really?
Yeah.
We're just putting out a press release for a thumbs down?
I was gonna say you booed them, they booed you, everybody booed each other. We'll
Right.
move on.
Like that was the one thing that stood out to me as like the dumbest thing. Like the whole overall picture of it
Right.
was just stupid.
And frankly, if you don't want the crowd to boo you, play fucking better.
Yes, and that I agree with. That I absolutely agree with, because the crowd and the fans have every right to boo you if you're not playing well.
Yeah.
They've paid their money. Not only have they paid their money to be at the game, but they've paid their money if they've ever gone to a game. They've paid their money if they've ever bought anything with the logo on it. They have paid their money to help pay your salary and to support that team. So they have every right to boo if you don't play well and you are sucking.
Yep.
So they had every right to do that.
I said, you don't
Get over it.
Play better.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But yeah,
Really is that simple?
It honestly is. But I said, just you got to have a little bit of thicker skin, though. I mean, I'm sorry, especially playing in New York. It's just
Well, and some guys just can't deal with
No,
New
they
York,
can't.
with New York, and same thing in Philly, and like there's certain cities where you need to know you're gonna have a thick fucking skin before you go play there, because not only is the media tougher in those cities, the fans are brutal.
You better come with a fucking bulletproof vest if you're going to Boston.
Literally.
Yeah. Like the shit that they say to their own players sometimes. Like, yeah. If this is making news from New York with thumbs down,
you know,
I'm grateful that we don't talk about all the shit that goes on in Boston.
Yeah, you know how I feel about the city of Boston.
And you know that I feel you're justified.
So
I love a lot of things about that place, but that is one thing I will not say about it.
Exactly.
By the way, we didn't discuss your New Jersey move.
My New Jersey?
Yeah, which is
Well,
a
I've worn this
fantastic
white
fucking
once
jersey.
before.
Have you?
Yeah, I wore this one time.
I didn't know you had a Rodman Bulls jersey.
You didn't know that I had the Rodman Bulls jersey?
No.
Oh yeah, I had ordered this a while ago. I wore it one time on the show.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not alone in thinking that was a New Jersey, right?
Yeah, I had no idea. You had that.
I had worn it once before.
All right, well, never mind
I
then.
ordered this one. I wanted to order the one that we had discussed the other day, but naturally now that you've got it, and I will not be ordering the same one. I don't want to be matching. But,
Didn't you order Kobe?
Yeah. I got,
Kobe.
I got the 2-4 Kobe on the
Did
way.
you get yellow or purple?
I got the yellow.
Okay.
I figured I didn't want to run around looking like Barney.
See, and that's where we agree on the number that we would have gotten for the Kobe, and that's the one area where I do disagree. I would have gotten the purple. I don't know why. I just love the Lakers purple. I don't know why.
I mean, with the number, when we discussed it, it pretty much came down to 2-4 is my favorite number.
Yeah,
24
that's what I
was
told you. I'm
always my
like
hockey number.
Well,
like
it
I
kind of
love
seems
that
like your
number.
decision's been made. If 24 is your favorite, that's what I said in the group text.
When I go back
What's your
to
favorite
it,
fucking number?
like-
Go with 24. The fuck?
But I did laugh when you said that too. By the way,
because it sounds super obvious at that time.
it does.
But when you look at Kobe's history, like he literally had 2 Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah.
So getting either one was like, okay. But then I look at 8 and I go, this was the young kid Kobe.
Yeah.
And this is the Mamba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you made the right call.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24.
So hopefully
that
next
was-
week that's here.
And that was my reason why I would have gotten 24, and that's why I think of him as 24, because I wasn't a fan of him at wearing number 8.
He had a lot of growing
He
to do.
was young. He was immature. He was selfish. He did a lot of things that I didn't agree with.
Stupid.
Yeah, you stupid. Yeah, but he was, and I didn't really like him at that point in time. But I grew to like him after he changed to 24, and after he grew, because his changing to 24 basically was him becoming more of a man. And
it was him wiping the slate clean
Yeah.
from like all the Shaq bullshit and all that, and
being
him
being a
taking
better
that step
person.
to be a man in basketball.
See, and I relate number 24 with Kobe for those reasons. Is he became a better man, he became a better human being, he became a great father, and I look at that Kobe and I go, man, I that's the Kobe that I like. That's the Kobe that I became a fan of.
And I had seen somewhere, I don't know for sure, but I don't know if this was just an internet image or if this is actually real. But Netflix, I guess, is going to be releasing a 10-part documentary on Kobe.
Oh,
Really?
I saw August-ish of next year.
nice.
So I hope that's real.
I hope it is too. I will watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
As soon as it comes out, I'll be watching it.
Sounds like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
Done.
Nice.
There's very few athletes that I could sit there and watch 10 hours of. Kobe would be one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
No, Allison, we're not going to be twins.
Twinsies.
I mean, if you got the white one, but
Twinsies.
Nah, if I'm getting a Pistons one,
I
it's
get
going to be the blue.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think if you get Pistons, you got to get that blue.
Yeah.
That
I will
that blue
say, though,
jersey
the
is
longer I
shit.
thought with the Ben jersey that you and I had discussed, the longer I'm thinking about it, that red one is kind of sweet.
Sweet, right?
I don't love it. If it was just going to be framed, I would definitely get a blue
Okay,
one.
yeah.
But wearing it, I
That's
don't know.
pretty
I
sweet.
might go with the red one.
Let's see if they still got it. I'll send it to you.
I think it was on there the other day.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So, other than that, you
All
guys
right,
got
does
anything?
anybody have grind my gears for today?
I kind of had one earlier that I should have told you about, but we're good. I already said it. So.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm not really pissed off this week.
All right.
No, I'm actually all right this week.
I'm really pissed off this week, but I don't have a grind my gears,
Right.
so it's really weird. All right. Next is Cameo Shit Show.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's do it.
From Don, want you to know that we're thinking of you. You guys, we all met in Seattle years and years ago, and it made a very big impression on me. But I'm dying to see you guys again. Let's make it happen, okay? When this COVID thing is over. And he's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good fellow. That's the song I should pick, don't you think? If that truck would hush up.
Oh, all right.
Different song.
She's a jolly good fellow?
Yeah. All right, here we go. Once again, here we have Jolly Good Fellow.
Okay.
That is a man who's facing 34 counts of sexual crimes involving 21 different women currently.
That was Ron Jeremy. That was one of the most awkward ones I've come across in a long time.
That's something else.
And that's why I made it the Cameo Shit Show of the week, because
And oddly enough, 5 days ago, he was actually charged with 34 counts of sexual crimes.
I did not even know that. Wow.
I'm more surprised that in this time of cancel culture and everybody going after that it really took us this long to hit on Ron Jeremy.
That's true.
That's a fair question.
I think it's a fair assessment, Frank.
Like, I'm not saying he did or didn't do anything. I don't know any
Right.
of that shit. What I do know is we've made it a couple years into this thing, and we just now went after Ron Jeremy.
I mean, we've talked about salad before Ron Jeremy. Think about that.
We also talked about it twice as long. As
I know,
we
right?
talked About Ron Jeremy.
It's another valid point.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Man, getting old sucks.
Yes, that is.
That it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to agree with you. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I agree with you.
The fact that we can carry a 10-minute long conversation on
salad?
but we
Yeah.
can't talk for 2.5 minutes about Ron Jeremy anymore.
Yeah, I don't have desire to.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah.
Other than the fact that just that Cameo was one of the more awkward ones I've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
and we play him pretty much every week, and that one was just really awkward.
That one was pretty bad.
It was really bad harmonics.
Yeah.
And just a heads up for next week. I have a Tom Arnold one next week.
Oh Jesus!
That is not only awkward, but it's a little lengthier than most cameos, but it's worth it because it's so awkward and so cringeworthy yet so funny. We're gonna play that one next week.
I'm actually kind of sad that I won't be here next week to hear that live.
Oh,
Chris is going to be in the dugout at his baseball game watching us on his phone.
I'm gonna have to hang on, guys. I'll be out there in a second. I gotta hear this.
I'm watching Cameo Shit Show. Leave me alone.
He's going to have the headphones coming
I was
underneath
gonna-
the jersey just like
yeah, I gotta get some AirPods so I can listen to it. Shit.
All right. Anything else we want to hit on, boys?
Nah, I think we got it all in.
No.
Franklin? No.
I'm just excited that next week we finally get football back.
Oh, you and me both. Oh, and we did hammer down the time of the show for Sundays.
Yes.
Our Sunday football show will be 10:30.
Wait a minute. This is the week before football starts. Is this our 1 year?
This next Tuesday show will be the 1 year.
Tuesday's show will be
Next
the 1
Tuesday
year.
show will be the 1
Okay.
year. Yep. And so, yeah, it'll be next week will be 52 episodes. So technically, we've only missed a couple in there. So the Sunday episode will not be this Sunday. Obviously, it'll be the Sunday where football starts.
Yeah.
After that Thursday game, and it will be a 10:30 show. And we'll be on the air we'll be live on the air for about an hour and a half, aiming for 12-ish.
I'm talking fantasy, talking betting, all that
everything.
shit, yeah.
You name it, we're going to talk about it when it comes to NFL football and all the games that will be coming up on Sunday and Monday night. So stay tuned for that and check us out on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
All right. With that said, it's going to be it for tonight's episode. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts on your favorite podcast provider. As always, check out our website, sotdet.com. While you're there, take a look at our show picks and our blogs and our fantasy. Again, that's sotdet.com. I want to thank everybody for listening and or watching. On behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No. Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
You were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.